Welcome back to the channel. I'm Rochelle. This is Brampton Gardener, and today's very exciting. We are going to be starting some soil blocks. I'm so stinking excited about this. I'm behind. I'm very behind. I should have started a lot of these back in January, and for one reason or the other, it just didn't work out. I finally got some potting mix. It's go time. So we are going to do this today. So I am out here in the greenhouse. I'm going to get everything set up, and I'll show you what we're going to do. So this side is pre-moistened, and this side is still dry. So I like to pre-moisten my mix and let it sit for a good 10-15 minutes to fully hydrate, and then I know if I need to add more or not. Since I'm all the way out here in the greenhouse and I don't want to have to keep going back inside the house, I added some of the dry to the side so I can kind of make it how I want it as we go. I will be mixing it into one of these bins more, and I'll use it out of the bins so I have better pressure for the soil blocks. So I will do that really quick, and then I'm just going to get popping out soil blocks. Oh, and my tip for when you're working with soil blocks or soil, like, it is so bad for your hands. Your hands are going to get so dry. And I mean, there's, you know, some of them have fertilizers and things in them, and it's not great to have your hands in potting soil all the time because you do absorb a lot of things through your skin. So what I like to do is I like to put on a nice moisturizer, and then I'm going to put on my gloves, and it just really helps to keep your skin from drying out. Hey, Dax. And then it's really hard to put gloves on when you have moisturizer on, though. Okay, so the key to using soil blocks, especially the minis, is to make sure you have the right consistency. So think of it like when you're building a sandcastle. You have to have, the sand can't be too wet, it can't be too dry, it has to be just right. So it's like the Goldilocks of sand. So when, like, that's too much moisture. See how much water is coming out? You want it to be able to hold its shape, but that's a lot of water. So we're going to just come in with a bit of the dry. We're just going to get started. So if you haven't seen soil blocking before, I will show you really quickly. You can watch me along here, but I do have several videos on how to soil block already on the channel where I go into a lot more depth. So, and if you're new to, welcome. Don't forget to hit subscribe and go check out those other videos. But I'm not going to bore everyone that's, you know, seen the videos or is familiar with soil blocking. Okay, so you're going to want to push it in nicely, get it nicely packed in. I just kind of wipe it off with my hand. Normally I would use a scraper, but I don't have one out here with me because I forgot to grab it. But you don't want to go and start pushing in each individual. I've seen people do that. We're like packing it in like that, and it's like, no. You want to pack it. If you really want to make sure it's flat, you got to pack it. You can kind of do a half squish here on the tray. Can you see that? Do like a half squish right here on the tray, and then squeeze them out. And look at that, beautiful little soil blocks. So we're gonna just keep going. So I am using the indoor potting mix from Miracle-Gro. I am using this for the mini soil blocks. It's the only thing that I will use for the mini soil blocks for a couple of reasons. Well, it's actually the same. It's the same reason, but two different effects. So it does not have, because the indoor potting mix, it doesn't have like the mulch in it because that attracts fungus gnats. And so I have not had a single fungus gnat in my grow room for the last 2 years. And because of that, I don't have to sift for the mini soil blocks. So if I was using the regular potting mix, I would have to sift it ahead of time in order to use it in the mini soil blocks, because otherwise there's just too many sticks and they get caught and the soil won't go into the soil blocks. So for that reason, that is the only mix that I will be using for seed starting in the mini blocks inside. Anything that gets inside the house is going to have that potting mix, because I'm not dealing with. One year they decimated. I couldn't fight them anymore, and they decimated my petunias that were growing. So, and my grow room, my seed starting grow room, is right next to my bed. So it's not like it's down in the basement or part of the garage or another room in the house. It's like literally 3 feet from my head when I sleep, and I do not need to be dealing with fungus gnats in my sleep. No, thank you. And the bag did say product of Canada, so there you go. When I pot up and when I do the 2-inch soil blocks and any of the soil blocks that get started out here in the greenhouse later on in the season, I will use the Pro Mix, which is a product of Canada. made in Canada, by Canada, all that jazz. So I will be switching to that. I buy the big bales of it, and it's great. It's a great potting mix, and that's what I use for like my larger soil blocks and my all my planters. Okay, so enough talking. Let's just zoop and get these all knocked out. Oh, this is a really bad idea. Hi. Okay, so I got all my trays done and ready. I got these prepped with some tape on them. And Dexter's decided he has to be right here. I don't know if this is going to be the best spot for you, buddy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I love you too. Hi. Okay. All right, so we're gonna start off with peppers. And now, unfortunately, when I was going through and finding all my stuff, I found this box of seeds that had a mishmash of sunflower seeds and some herbs and quite a few pepper seeds. So I'm gonna have to kind of factor that in with the peppers. Now, what I did is I organized all my seeds into these containers. If you watched my live, you realize it was all an absolute disaster and a mess. So now I have everything organized in here. Excuse me, sir. These are ammo boxes, so they are like organized, the peppers and tomatoes per se. By the weeks, I divided them into like indeterminate and dwarf tomatoes. So today I will also be starting dwarf tomatoes, and then I have sweet peppers and hot peppers. Today I'm starting the hot peppers, and then some herbs at the back. Does that smell good? You smelling the herbs? And the tomato seeds, everything? Yeah, it smells good. Okay, so I'm gonna try and see if I can get Dexter off my lap. And then we're gonna start on the hot peppers that we are gonna be doing today. So I'm gonna pull those out. Okay. Good job, high five. I don't have a treat on me, so he's not gonna high five. He's stubborn, he's stubborn. Okay, so first up, lemon drop. And I'm going to be starting 5 of each seed because I'm crazy. But I'm, you know, in case I don't get 100% germination rate. This one says small pepper, but I liked it enough to save it, so. Mono peppers. These are from Mayfield Ranch. I also have the ones I saved myself, but we're gonna go ahead and put these on here. Then I have the cayenne. My cayenne do amazing every year. There you go. Now you can jump down. No, you're not coming up. You can go down. And if you're wondering why the mini soil blocks, it's because they have worked so well for me. Space is a huge issue for me for starting seeds. And so we have a Sugar Rush Red. And the traditional soil blocks, I mean traditional like seed starting trays, they take up so much space. And through this method, because I am in a townhouse, I have very limited space for starting seeds and growing them on, but also for storing. And so when you're you know, starting as many seeds as I do now at this point in my journey, I wouldn't have anywhere to put them. I have one grow rack and it's in my bedroom. And in order to get that, what was this? The Sugar Rush? This is Sugar Red or Peach. This is red. I also have peach. In order to have that many seeds, I would have to have several stands. And and I don't have room for that. And so I don't want to compromise how many seeds I can grow. And so I like to use the mini soil blocks, because like this tray here, for example, I have each mini little block is 20 soil packs. So I have 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, right? So on this tiny little tray right here, I have 120 soil blocks, which means I can have 120 seedlings. And the seedlings do really well because they're not getting started in seed starting mix, remember. They're getting started in potting mix. And so there is nutrients in there. So there is a bit of fertilizer. And once I start to see the true leaves on them, they will start to get some fertilizer as well, some liquid fertilizer. And like, I've grown some pretty big seedlings in these little tiny soil blocks. So I'll show you some pictures of that. And we're just going to keep going on our peppers here. Peppers. I never got any of these last year. They were really tiny. They didn't really ripen up for me because I started them so late. I'm just going to plug through this, and I will come back to you at the end and just show you all of the peppers that we did start today. I got them all figured out. So over here we have strawberry ahi, ahi peach. I think it says peach something. I'll have to look at the package again. Pineapple, pico. This is early jalapeno, and then I have pumpkin spice and orange spice jalapeno, giant jalapeno, strawberry jalapeno, regular jalapeno, and then full-dew jalapeno. Then we have cilantro, lemon basil, piccolino basil, and strawberry mint, which I'm really excited about. Hopefully it doesn't mind being on the heat mat. I should have probably put that on a different one, but whatever. Then over here we have lemon ahi, Thai chili, small question mark, poblano, chiriraxa, cayenne, sugar rush red, dattel, sugar rush peach, red cherry, Jamaican hot chocolate, and pasilla bahia. So yay, I got those done. So I'm going to go through the rest, and I'm going to have to obviously write with the other marker, because normally I use the green tape and you can see the pencil just fine, but depending on the lighting, it was really, really hard on the blue. So anyways, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.